Time to talk about those big boys up front and talk about the offensive line position battle. Let's jump into this. What is up, Finn fans? Few things that I need from you guys below. One, I was thinking I still have the old intro with the DDW logo spinning. I'm thinking about still incorporating that with intros and using this. So those intros would be for like videos like this, like short videos or just videos made, and the intro you just saw just for live streams. I haven't fully decided yet because I love both intros very, very much. But comment below and let me know what you think about that idea. Just like if I make like a 10-minute video, just the spin logo. But if I make like a feature-length video, kind of like 20 to 30 minutes using the logo, the intro that I used on this one. Comment below, let me know what you guys think about that. The other thing I want to talk about before we jump into this, because there's a lot to talk about with the offensive linemen. If you haven't seen it yet, go follow me on Twitter. And Tyreek Hill is going to be sitting down with Jalen Waddle on Friday at 7 p.m. That's when it's going to be released. Will it be released Friday at 7 p.m.? I don't know. But Friday at 7 will be released. He sat down with Jalen Waddle. So Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle sitting down on his podcast. I'm equally excited about that as I am with the 201. So I will be doing a reaction with that one after it comes out. Not like if I have the time, like if my wife's like, yeah, go. I'm gonna read a book or something. Then I'll do it as soon as it comes out, so you guys can see it sooner than later. If not, probably around like 10, 11, like last time. Those are the things that I wanted to get your input on. I respect you guys. You guys are the reason this channel is what it is. And when I say guys, I do mean guys and girls. It's just what I say. But let's jump into breaking down the offensive line position breakdown battle. And there's 15 offensive linemen I have to get through. There's a lot. So I did not screenshot their image to pop up here because then there's 15 of them. There's a lot of these big men. So I'm just going to raffle off the names and we're going to talk about them. We have Michael Dieter, Connor Williams, Robert Jones, Solomon Kinley, Robert Hunt, Austin Jackson, Blaze Andries, Cole Banwart, Kalen Deesh, Teron Armstead, Larnell Coleman, Liam Eichenberg, Greg Little, Adam Pinky, and Keon Smith. So the way I'm going to talk about these guys is, first, we're going to kind of talk about the projection of what the offensive line looks like, and then I'm going to break down each position, guard/center, guard/tackle, offensive lineman, and then tackles, because that's how they have them listed on the team's official site. So as of right now, the projected, and I'll pop it up, but as of right now, the projected offensive line is Teron Armstead at tackle. Some people have Liam Eichenberg at left guard, Connor Williams at center, Robert Hunt at right guard, and Austin Jackson at right tackle. And the only one I don't know about is that left guard position. I have no idea, and trying to wrap my brain around who potentially I'd want there, I don't know yet because we have 15 offensive linemen. I would love if Michael Dieter all of a sudden came into camp. And the reason why Connor Williams is pegged in at center is because Michael Dieter hasn't been doing well at center in camp or OTAs so far. I'm hoping he goes, takes this month, does whatever he needs to do, comes back for training camp, and just goes balls to the wall and wins that center position back. Side note, and actually, no, I'll get to that. I'll get to the side note in a second, Doug. So many things to talk to you guys about. So that Connor Williams can go back to left guard. Because I would love to have Teron Armstead and Connor Williams right next to each other. And that left side is just shored up. And I know people, will say, oh, 15 penalties. I think it's 15. I don't care anymore because it's an anomaly. He only did it once, and then the other 3 years he had 5 or less. It is what it is. But I would like that. I'd like Dieter to come back to camp ready to go, wins the center position. Connor Williams goes back to left guard. But yeah, so that's that. Let's jump into breaking down these players, and then I'll talk about who's really competing for what. Now, again, I have double-sided. So much stuff that I had to do. I wasn't looking forward to this one because there's a lot. I'm not looking forward to. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not really looking forward to doing the defensive line because the Dolphins have this like amalgamation amoeba type defense where they can play 4-3 and they do, but they also play 3-4 and they do. So I'm like, do I lump in Jalen Phillips with the linebackers, or do I lump them in with the defensive line? And then Evan Ingram, linebackers or defensive line? And then it's just behind the scenes stuff that I tell you guys about. So when it comes to guard/center, fun fact, we don't have a legit guard on this team. That bothers me. That does 100% bother me. That the Miami Dolphins do not have a legit center on the team. The more I think about it, the more it bothers me. And I need to not think about it, but I can't not think about it because it bothers me. Whose fault is that? Fix it. Why didn't you fix it? Bothers me. But our guard/center, Michael Dieter, PFF grade of last year of 60.6 at center. He was 28th out of 39 center ranked. Not good. Bottom, he was like 11 from the bottom. It's not good when it comes to his ranking of the center. He didn't do bad, but he didn't do. If you look at good and you look at bad, right? And the microphone's in the middle. He was about here, right? He wasn't horrible, but he wasn't like. He was more towards bad, in my opinion. Then we have Connor Williams, who is the other guard/center again. He has a PFF grade of 75.2, and he's ranked 11th out of 82 guards. Top echelon. He's up there, right? That's why I want him to be at left guard. He's played center before, never in the NFL, and I don't think, again, off the top of my head, I don't think college, but I know he has played center, but never in the NFL. I'm having a stroke. What time is it that I'm recording this for you guys? Midnight. Love you guys. So I want him to be at left guard because he has the experience at left guard. And you take the 11th overall guard in the NFL, put him at guard. Then when it comes to guards, we have Robert Jones, undrafted free agent, who did play tackle for us in 2021. Started week 18 against the Patriots at right tackle. And he gave up 1 sack, 2 hurries, and 3 pressures. I think he had like a 97 point something win rate. Wasn't bad, Robert Jones. And then you have Solomon Kinley, a 4th round pick in 2020. I'm hearing it's not good for Solomon Kinley. The type of offense the Dolphins are going to be running is that zone run scheme offense, and you need to have athletic offensive linemen. And what I'm hearing is Solomon Kinley is having a hard time losing the weight, and he's not very athletic. That's why, like, I'm talking about left guard, and I can't even show you when I wrote down my diagram. I don't have anyone at guard. Teron Armstead, I don't know. Connor Williams, Hunt, Jackson. I would like to plug in, somebody, and I'll get to Liam Eichenberg, maybe Solomon Kinley, but again, he's a big man, He's not necessarily made for this zone running scheme. Then you got the guard/tackles, right? Robert Hunt, he did play right tackle. He's done really good at guard. 67.4 PFF. He was ranked 36th out of 82, so kind of in the middle. Not too bad. 2nd round pick in 2020, 39th overall pick there. Then we have Austin Jackson, who was drafted to play left tackle. Played horrible at left tackle last year. He wasn't too bad. His rookie year was but last year was like, for some reason, and I know the reason, it was because we had a head coach, offensive line coach who just never done the job before. So they kicked him into guard. It took too long to do that. I don't know what was up with last year and Brian Flores making decisions, but it took him too long to make certain decisions that needed to be made. One of them, obviously, being Jesse Davis staying at right tackle. He's not on the team anymore. But he was ranked 76 out of 82. Guards, bottom. He was bad. Austin Jackson was bad last year. It is what it is. First round pick in 2020. Then we have offensive linemen on the Miami Dolphins page. They're just ranked offensive linemen. And we have Blaze Andrews, who's an undrafted free agent this year. Cole Barnett signed with Miami back in May 14th. And then Kalen Deesh. I like Kalen Deesh. He was projected to be a 4th round pick, and the Dolphins got him undrafted. And he's 6'7", 301 pounds. He ran a 4.89. He's a big man. I would like to see him compete for that left guard position. He's a name that I'm going to talk about a little bit once I'm done kind of running down. Then you have Teron Armstead. He's our starting left tackle, one of the best in the NFL. 75.9 PFF ranking last year, 26 out of 83. Probably would have been higher if he played more games, and that is the biggest thing with Teron Armstead. We have seen him working out. We see him taking this seriously, and we've seen him. He looks good. He looks really good. He looks lean. He looks muscular. Can we get 17 games out of him? Can we get 10 games out of him? So it's going to be very interesting to see that, but he's our starting left tackle. Then we have Leonard Coleman, 7th round pick in 2021. Liam Eichenberg, we traded up for him in the 2nd round of 2021. I remember when they did that, right? And we could have had Creed Humphreys. Who's probably one of the best centers in the NFL right now. When they traded up, because we took Javon Holland, right? Missed out on Williams, the running back I wanted. Denver Broncos, you can kick rocks. And then we traded up for Liam Eichenberg. And I was like, who? And then I heard, he didn't give up a sack for 2 straight years. And I heard good things about him. And I was like, oh, wow. He wasn't great last year either. He struggled a lot as well. He had a 50.8 PFF grade. He was ranked 80th out of 83 tackles. Wasn't good. He wasn't good last year at all. Again, I give draft picks at least 3 years, especially, he's a 2nd round draft pick, but it does worry me. Can he bounce back? Is he a guard? Taking a guard in the 2nd round I'm not too worried about that. But is he a guard? Can he be a really good guard? Is he going to be that left guard? That's where people are plugging him in as of right now, just for now. Can he be that left guard? Or could he be a center? Again, but get a legit center. I don't understand what the problem is. Adam Pankey is the next undrafted free agent with the Packers in 2017, and then we claimed him in 2019. He's been on the roster ever since. And then Keon Smith, undrafted free agent to Atlanta in 2021. And September of 2021, we signed him to the practice squad, and he is still with the team. So like I said, looking at the offensive linemen, right? Your starters, your guaranteed starters, regardless of where they're going to play, is Teron Armstead, Connor Williams, and Robert Hunt. Those are your starters, and those are guys that you can plug in, and they're there, right? Lock them in. Connor Williams, is it center? Is it left guard? I don't know yet, but they're in. Now it depends on the right tackle position, which is the biggest position because it's Tua's blind side, right? Tua got hurt because of how bad Jesse Davis was. That right tackle position is important. That's where the competition is, right? For me, it's right tackle or center. And if it's not center, if the Dolphins are like, look, Michael Dieter, you're struggling bad, we're just going to stick with Connor Williams, then all of a sudden it's left guard is the other competition. But right tackle is incredibly important, right? Kalen Deesh, I'd like to see get a legit shot at that competition. I know he doesn't have the prototypical arm length for a tackle, but his size and his speed and his strength, I would like to see it. compete. That's the thing, and I'm talking about now. I'm getting jazzed up talking about the fact that after July, boys, football. We're getting preseason football, and I like preseason. Back in the day, I used to hate preseason football. I didn't hate it, but I was like, this is so boring. Now I love football, and being that I do this for you guys, I get to like write down these names. Like I can't wait to watch Kalen Diesch in preseason, see what this big man can do. Is he going to be moving people, or is he going to get beat and everything? That's why I watch the full preseason games. I'll be live streaming the full preseason games because we are going to be looking at all these guys I'm talking about when it comes to these battles. Because Kalen Diesch, big man, 6'7", 301 pounds, ran a 4.89. Can he be a legit competition for that right tackle position? Can he unseat a former first-round pick? So I'm very interested in seeing that. Did I miss one? I wanted to talk about one. Greg Little. I did miss one. Greg Little, second-round pick to the Carolina Panthers in 2019, traded to the Dolphins in August 2021. We gave him a 7th for him. He's a second-round pick. Carolina tackle. Can he be a competition? To me, it seems like that right tackle position, Austin Jackson needs to win it, right? For Chris Grier to save face, Austin Jackson needs to win it. And I've said this, and I will say it till I'm blue in the face. I called the fact that if the Dolphins didn't take an offensive lineman at 5, by the time they got to 18, there was going to be none of the top guys left. That's exactly what happened, and they reached on Austin Jackson. Now, Austin Jackson, how big of a reach was it, right? Like, if the Dolphins took somebody else at 18, and then they traded back with the Green Bay Packers, and at 31, I think it was, or 30, they took Austin Jackson, I don't think anyone would be upset about that. No, we traded back, we got a 4th, and we got a decent tackle who has a ton of upside. But I think it's the fact that they took him at 18 with that reach. It was about a 12-spot reach for some, right? So I'd love to see Austin Jackson win that right tackle spot. Then it comes to, again, left guard or center. Why? And it bothers me that we don't have a legit center on this team. And again, it goes to trust the process, right? But I've been burned trusting the process. Last year, I trust the process with Brian Flores getting rid of a few offensive linemen that were good, a few veterans on this team that were good, and then we started out 1-7, and I'm like, I'm trusting the process. But we have these offensive line coaches that know what they're doing. So do they know what they're doing? Because why don't we have a legit center on the team? I know J.C. Tretter's out there, and I know people are going to comment, why don't we just go out and get J.C. Tretter? Why hasn't anyone gone out and gotten J.C. Tretter? You got to ask yourself that before you ask why don't the Dolphins do it? So again, if Connor Williams is the starting center, then it goes to the left guard. Liam Eichenberg, you're plugged in there. Would you do better at guard? Who else? Solomon Kinley. Again, he seems like an odd man out. I would be surprised if he made the roster. Kalen Diesch he might be too big to play guard, or I'm just being dumb. So maybe Kalen Diesch, Greg Little. He was a second-round pick. Can he play like a second-round pick? We have 15 offensive linemen. So this competition is, to me, the most important. The Dolphins' offense cannot run behind the offensive line the Dolphins had last year. A lot of people want to take the success of an offense and put it on the quarterback. Dolphins' offense hasn't scored any points. It's Tua Tagovailoa's fault. Dolphins' offense isn't efficient. That's Tua Tagovailoa's fault. Dolphins' offense isn't moving up and down the field. That's Tua Tagovailoa's fault. But then you look at the offensive line and you're like, God, that's a bad offensive line. Look how much pressure they're giving up. Look how many sacks they're giving up. Look how many penalties they're giving up. No lanes for the run game. Oh my God. But that's Tua Tagovailoa's fault. And that's just not the way football works. Now, I've talked about it time and time again, how it's a yin and yang situation with the quarterback and the running back with the offensive line. I've talked about that ad nauseum. I think I talked about it in the last video if you want to go check that out, where questions going into training camp. I talked about it in full detail there. Go check out the last video. But if the offensive, and I say this every year, if we get a top 10 defensive line and we get a top 5 offensive line, we will win this division. And you might laugh below. You can't win the division with 2 at the quarterback. If the Dolphins have a top 5 or top 10 offensive line and defensive line, meaning getting consistent pressure from the defensive line, getting consistent sacks on the defensive line, and I'm jumping ahead of myself because the next video is going to be on the defensive line, not having to blitz as much, and then the offensive line consistent, getting a good run game, allowing 2 at a time, allowing plays to develop down the field, making big. The Dolphins will win the division. I'm not saying they will compete. I am saying to you, and you can bookmark this, you can screenshot this, if the Dolphins have a top 10 offensive line and defensive line, they will win the division. That's how important trenches are in football. So the success of this offense is 100% on the offensive line. If this offensive line is decent, this offense will be good. Because you have the weapons in Waddle, Hill, Wilson. You got a good amount of running backs back there. I think Sony Michel is going to surprise a lot of people. You have Mike Gesicki, Durham Smythe. Can Hunter Long come in there? I talked about that already. And Tua Tagovailoa. He is effective when he's not running for his life. You get this offensive line to be decent, this team is going to be good. You just got to hope that the defense doesn't take a step back. That's all I'm saying. Comment below. Let me know what you think. What do you think is going to be the starting offensive line? Comment below. Let me know what you think about everything I had to say. And if you want to be part of comment of the day, no one has really, said comment of the day in front of their comments to be part of comment of the day. If you want to be part of comment of the day, that's what you got to do. Say comment of the day, and then give me your comment. Make it short though, so I don't bore people reading a paragraph. But that's what I got for you today. I got a ton of videos planned. I think the next video will be a top 10. And like I said, on Friday, we will be reacting to the Waddle on Tyreek Hill video. So other than that, guys, I'll see you in the next one. But like usual, stay classy. Fins up.